I am aware, and it's of public knowledge, that this gentleman, Nigeria women, have drawn the attention of this Senate that the professor in question has been accused by 2 women, not just orally, and these issues are pending before different courts. And I think the general view is that nobody is saying he's guilty. He's presumed to be innocent until proven guilty. But as a matter of sensitivity, a man who faces cases like that, for the Senate to endorse him, we are much to being insensitive to the feelings of women. Because it's not just one woman, there are 2 women on different allegations. So I thought that in matters like this, it will be more prudent that we wait and ask the guy to clear himself before the courts. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any member of this committee?
A member of the committee, and we were all there. He was not there.
The papers were not presented before you?
No papers were presented before the committee. And Mr. President, if we continue to act on allegations, today we mentioned it the other time, it's not every allegation that will disturb the proceedings of the Senate. An allegation before a court of competent jurisdiction without judgment of a court does not make somebody guilty. Everybody here will come, and then so many people came here before Mr. President with allegations on court. And Mr. President, as a lawyer, and so I know, confirm, Mr. President will always say, in the interest of justice, if the court gives judgment, they will remove him. But when there is no judgment, an allegation cannot disturb the proceedings of this. And we asked for the court proceedings. No court proceedings was given to any member of the committee. I stand by that. I was there. Oshiomole was not there. Senator Oshiomole was not in that meeting.
But you were there.
We gave him fair hearing. Thank you, Mr. President.
Noted. Senator Cyril Fasui.
Distinguished colleagues, my name is Cyril Fasui. I'm from Ekiti North, to be precise. I want to implore this Senate to be very careful about this issue. Federal University of Technology, Ekiti, is in my constituency, and I know about this case. I also know the woman in question. The woman approached me and told me everything that happened. But this woman did not get judgment. There is nobody in Ekiti North that is not aware of this matter. If this man is given express clearance, I don't think it is going to be an issue that Ekiti, where he served as Vice Chancellor, will be very happy about. This is a very common issue in the entire Ekiti North, and I'm sure all over the country. And it's a very sensitive issue that we cannot just sweep under the carpet. If this Senate will oblige, we can put a call straight to the woman and let the committee on rules and business, let the committee on rules and business, let them investigate this case. That woman did not get justice, as far as that case was concerned in the case.
Dismissed Senator Cyril Fasui.
Yes, sir.
I'm happy that you know the woman. And I'm also happy that the woman told you everything. The question is, where did she tell you everything? We have a committee in the Senate, and we gave the mandate of the Senate to the committee to go and investigate the nominee, and he found fit to recommend the nominee for clearance. And the committee has done its work. And not only did the committee do its work, the woman in question that you said we should put a call through, this is not we are not the panel investigating. So if you have the woman's phone number, step outside and phone her and ask her the things you said about this professor, were you dreaming? Because there was nothing before the committee, and you failed to even appear before the committee. So for me, I have a report in front of me, which is conclusive. The report says that the man is very articulate, overqualified, and should be cleared by the Senate. But the woman told you something else. So please, Senate, DSP, no, don't come to me. Go through the rules. Yes.
Mr. President. First and foremost, Mr. President, this is a parliament. This is a parliament with a committee system. When this matter was brought before the Senate, it was referred to a committee. And here we are. The committee has submitted its reports. The person who seems to be uncomfortable with the report is Cyril, who had signed, he is number 12.
He signed?
He had signed the report. He had signed the report. He is number 12. Secondly, Mr. President, please, my colleagues, this is the highest law-making chamber. We should not take undue advantage of our position as senators. This is a very sensitive matter that touches not only on the person, but his loved ones, members of the family, members of the Nigerian community. And this is somebody that we are sending to somewhere to represent the country. When a person comes before a committee, the committee doesn't go out of its constitutional jurisdiction or the Senate rules. The Senate rules and the Constitution permit the committee to evaluate your mental ability, your educational qualification, whether or not you've been convicted. These are the scenarios that the committee goes on to ask questions. The committee is not permitted to ask, how many wives do you have? Have you been divorced? How many girlfriends do you have? This is not within the purview of the committee. So if there are allegations outside this purview, then it is not the business of a parliamentarian to bring this matter up for discussion, because this is terribly sensitive matter. And I think members should be guided in making sure that these matters do not come here again. Mr. President, these reports, as presented by the committee, should go ahead and just adopt it. Any other person who has any other thing can go to court.
It's not very important. Let me tell you why.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Let me, sorry, Senator Wewe.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you why. The DSP not descend into the arena. And we must be very careful. Listen to what Senator Ningi said. Even the Constitution of Nigeria, as stated by Senator Mongunu, shows that allegations are mere allegations until proven otherwise. So if you cannot destroy somebody's career, a professor of note, because there was an allegation that had not been proven up till now, and then Senator Cyril Fasuyi, you signed this report that this man is very articulate and this man is wonderful. Then you now said that you spoke with the woman. So why didn't you tell the woman to come to the committee?
Thank you, Mr. President. I think I should have the floor. You captured what should be said in this kind of situation. He is not found guilty, he's just an accused. But then, we have a tradition in this service that whenever there is a candidate to be cleared for appointment, there must be a kind of agreement among the senators presenting that particular candidate for clearance or for screening or to be confirmed for appointment. And this man happens to come from the state where the leader of the Senate comes from. Unfortunately, the leader is not here. I think going by tradition, we need to be very careful not to go against the culture and tradition of this August Senate. We need to try to a little bit stay action on this matter, allow the Senate leader to come, talk to them, and then have an insight from their thinking before we go ahead. Otherwise, we will be contravening the tradition of the Senate. Point of order. Point of order.
Your point of order is noted. However, please, in line with the Constitution of Nigeria. No, don't go there.
SB, I wish to withdraw my earlier submission because I thought it's from Ekiti State. So it's not from Ekiti State, from Lagos State. So there's no any senator from Lagos that is objecting this nomination. I therefore, withdraw my submission and all the senators will get him approved.
let me distinguished colleagues has withdrawn his objection, but there is something you need to understand. Distinguished colleagues, we have a committee that we mandated to look into this matter, and the committee has done its work. Senator Ningi, just a minute, there is a point of order.
Distinguished colleagues, I am Dino Siaro, Adamawa South. Mr. President, I agree in total with the submission of the Chief Whip concerning this motion. But I am surprised that the Chief Whip will be talking about the independence of the different arms of government and especially of the legislation. Because what we have seen, Mr. President, is that by design, the clear line of division or separation of powers has been blurred, and there is virtually no separation of power between the legislature and the executive. Mr. President, we are talking about due process, transparency in our operations in the National Assembly. But Mr. President, if we are talking about procurement, I don't know whether the National Assembly has a budget and who scrutinizes that budget, to whom or to which committee does the National Assembly submit its budget. Mr. President, it is important for us to have clarity on this point. Mr. President, since you are not listening to me, I stop at this point. Thank you.
President of the Senate, distinguished colleagues, I'm Senator Dicket Plan. I represent Plateau Central. I rise to second the motion that the Senate do receive and consider the report of the Committee on Foreign Affairs and on the confirmation of of the nominee, Professor Abayomi, as a career ambassador. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, motion moved and seconded. Those in support that the Senate do receive this report for deliberation, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Senator Lalong, you may move forward. Distinguished brother, kindly summarize the report.
Once again, Mr. President, I am back to present the report. Mr. President, this was a screening of Professor Abayomi Sunday Fashino. Fashino was former Vice Chancellor. In the process of conducting the exercise, the screening, we also discovered that, yes, there were certain accusations against him, but specifically, those accusations were all clear. And I will go just one or two of the paragraphs in the findings to ensure that all those doubts were clear. That the committee, especially number 2, received petition against the nominee, as well as petition countering the petition against his nomination as Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. 4, that the accusation against Professor Fashino was investigated by competent authorities, including the University Governing Council and Nigerian police, which found the allegation false. That the nominee have been cleared by the Department of State Services, DSS. And 6, that the nominee have been cleared by the Nigerian police. Mr. President, with all this clearance, the nominee performed wonderfully well, especially his record of services within the university. And so, the committee had no doubt in making the following recommendation: that the Senate do confirm the nomination of Professor Abayomi Sunday Fashino as a non-career ambassador stroke High Commissioner of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He had a very, very wonderful record. And even what he was going to do there, we were even thinking that it should even be higher than that. So I so move, Mr. President. Thank you.
You move that it should be higher than that.
I move that he should be confirmed as an ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay, I thought you were trying to say it should be taller. Is there any person that has, yes, distinguished Senator Adams Oshiomole?
The third business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in the name of distinguished Senator Barau Jubre on National Security Enhancement Bill 2026 SB 1063. Mr. President, we wish to invite the Clerk of Senate to read the short title of the bill.
Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, National Security Enhancement Bill 2026 SB 1063, first reading.
Distinguished colleagues, National Security Enhancement Bill 2026 SB 1063, first reading taken. Leader of the Senate.